spastic streamer. That'll be the spastic simmer. Where the hell am I coming up with spastic streamer? That'll be the spastic simmer here coming at you here on Thursday, April 29th, 2021. Hope everyone is doing well. Well, we got quite a bit we're going to cover today, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in Discord. Hello, Discord. Looks like we got Doris and Cindy. Let's see. Doris and Cindy are your mods in Twitch and in Discord.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Where's the Doris? Doris is hiding. Can't really say it, I blame her. So, I couldn't hear you, sweetie. You're gonna have to get a little closer to your mic. All right, so I wanted to go over a couple of things real quick. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time, but and there's Doris. Got that Doris giggle. Wanted to cover a couple of things real quick with you, a couple of announcements. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on it. Your modders have been steadily fixing and repairing mods that the last update did. Speaking of updates, before you start your Sims today, you want to open Origin because Origin did kick out an Origin update at some point last night. All you gotta do is open Origin, go up top, click on refresh, it'll do its thing, and minimize it, and you should be ready to go. As far as I can tell, there was no other update in Sims. Right, and I want to make sure, I want to do a quick announcement. Of course, I'll do another one later, but probably not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. I'm going to be doing a Scottish Villa marathon build. It'll be on a Saturday. It'll start about 10 a.m. and it'll go until it's done. In other words, if it takes me 8 hours to do it, that's how long I'll be online. Of course, me trying to draw a straight line with a ruler is kind of sometimes fun to watch, but there you go. But I will post it on our calendar, and I will make sure that I also announce it the day before. Also, if you're coming through or you're passing by our Twitch channel, please at least post a hello in the chat. That way you're counted. Let's see. Dory says I'll be hit and miss. Got yard work to do this weekend. Well, I won't be on this weekend. It won't be this weekend. That's why I say it'll be like probably next weekend. I've got too much going on this weekend. All right, so without further ado, it's showtime. All right. Any questions before we get started? By the silence, I take note. Ah, Doris said, okay, I'll make a date then. All right. Well, all right. So, here we go.
No question.
Got a question. Come on. What's your question? I can't hear the question. Hello? Don't have any. Oh, I thought somebody said I got a question. Who said I got a question, dang it? Anyway, here we go. In case you've ever wondered, okay, so Doris is having problems with Discord, bless her heart. Sorry about that, sweetie. In case you were ever wondering, anytime Sims does an update, you're going to see it on your main blog, on your main homepage called My Homepage. It'll be patch notes under latest patch notes. Um, you'll notice on mine it says here it's a major update. That's the one from like way back earlier in the year. But when you pop into your Sims before you hit your play button, your bouncy play button there, um, you want to check and see if there's any patch notes or anything that may have changed. Okay. Without the further to do, so when we left off yesterday, we were in Oasis Springs, and in Oasis Springs, I'm working down in the Pebble Borough. So we're working on a build in Oasis Springs down on a little lot called Pebble Borough. And I'm going to show you how you can change that. I've had people ask me, how can I rename the lot? How do I change it from residential to retail to club to whatever? That's real easy. I will show you that here in just a moment. I do not need to create a sim yet and move in because I'm not there. There's no sense in having a sim standing around out here waiting on me to get to areas where I want to create a sim and move in. However, about halfway or 2/3 of the way through your build, like I was talking about in the pre-chat, you're going to want to create a single sim that you can use to test the property. Now, if you don't want the sim to continue to live on this property that you're building, once you get it built and it's tested and it's looking good and you don't want that particular sim to live there, simply evict them. We covered how to evict a sim in our very first video, and of course I'll go through that again once this property is done. But you're going to want to about half or 3/4 of the way through, you're going to want to create a sim so you can do things like test stairs. Testing placement of stairs is very important. Testing placement of fences is very important. If you've got a little planter area out here where you may have a gate, the gate may be placed in the wrong place, and you're going to want to test all of that, which we will do. So I'm going to go to the upper left-hand corner toolbar, dashboard as I like to call it. And if you hover over the little house in the upper left-hand corner, there's going to be venue information. We don't want to click on that just yet. But I can click in the Pebble Borough, and I can backspace that out and put in there whatever name I want. Now, I want you to kind of be careful here where if you're nicknaming a lot, right? And there's no chance you're going to share that lot on the gallery. you're only going to save it to your library, you can name it anything you want. You guys, seriously, you can name that lot anything you want. Mr. Daddy Paul is in the house. He's in the chat area. Welcome, Paul. But you can name that lot anything you want. But if you're going to share that lot on the gallery, your lot name can have no offensive or curse words or anything like that in the lot name, because Mexus does look at all of the lots, the households. They check lots, households, rooms, all that stuff, and we'll cover rooms later. When something is uploaded to the gallery, like I say, you can put it. You can go to the center. You can go to the center dashboard and click the center dashboard, and you can save the lot to your library all day long, and it won't hurt anything. So if I wanted to, go away. Right. So let's say I wanted to change the lot to a different venue. Well, depending on what pack you have, what game packs you have, will determine what you can change the venue to. Now, I will tell you this, you can also find venue mods. That's right, venue mods. You can have strip malls, you can have strip clubs, you can have all kinds of venues that you know you can download and install the mod. However, I caution you on installing venues, because there are several folders that when you download that mod and you unzip it to your mods folder, you're going to need to read the instructions from the modder on what files go where for your sims. Okay. Anyway, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. You can also choose traits, lot traits. Okay. And you can click on those, and they have several available lot traits, as it were. But you can play with those in your own time. But that's what that does over there. If you want to rename your lot, you can. If you want to change the venue type, you can. Lot traits and the whole bit. So let's slide on in it if nobody has any further questions. So what I'm going to do is, I have a relatively square-ish foundation here, house. And like I talked about earlier, I'm going to make what's considered a story and a half, right? So my second story is going to go about half the distance of the building. All right. So that is my half story tall. It looks kind of funky, but I don't care. Last time we covered wall height, right? We covered if you want to change the wall height, you can make it to a medium or a tall. I generally work with short walls unless I'm working on something just really spectacular. Other than that, I just generally work on a singular wall. So I'm not worried about a roof yet. Okay. I'm not worried about a roof. I've got my floors in place, and I'm not worried about what kind of roof I'm going to put on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to page down so I can get back down to my first floor. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start building my floor plan. Now, when you're building your floor plan, you need to remember that a wall or a divider, a divider, whatever, will not go half square. Even if you try hitting the Alt key, holding down the Alt key, it will not go half square. Even if you're running BB moves objects, BB move objects, which I am not running, right? Because I haven't started designing, putting furniture in, so there's no really need to run BB moves yet. I haven't done anything to need it. But just so that you understand, a wall can only go one full square. You cannot go a half square with a wall, nor can you put a wall half square off on an existing wall. You'll notice mine is just kind of bouncing back and forth there. But it doesn't matter how you do it, cannot put a wall mid square. All right, so I generally like an entryway, and usually what I do prior to starting my floor plan is I like to have my door picked out that I'm going to use. This is too small a door for the size of building. Doris, the reason you would want to put a wall mid square is if you were fine tuning the square footage of a room. Okay. I typically like to call this 1 square foot. Each one of these squares, just for my building brain, I tend to like 1 square foot. I've never been able to figure out what Sims actually calls that measurement. In fact, I really don't think they have one for it. But ever since I've been building, I call it 1 square foot, because pretty well once you start setting furniture, furniture will snap to a half square depending. That's the reason everybody uses BB moves and Alt drag, and of course I'll show you that later. You'll see it probably here when I place this door. I'm going to click on the door and I'm going to hit delete. And I'm going to go down to my doors. And keep in mind, I have several packs. Right, I've got all of the packs but one. Have workers in the house. Yeah, no problem, Cindy. Thank you. Um, so if I want to only show, and I'm working indoors right now, I'm not sure if the stream is caught up with me or not because I'm not looking at the actual stream on the back end. But if I want a door from a particular pack, I would do that. And I've shown this before, but I just want to show it real quick again. I'm going to click the draw down here under filter items. And if I want strictly custom content, I would click on custom content and then I would click done. And if I have any custom content doors, it's going to show only the custom content doors. If I want to go into special, it's birthday content block. Here we go, packs. If I want to look for doors in a special pack, okay, so let's see what doors came with Get to Work. Well, you'll notice that the screen down there changes. Get together. But usually, unless I'm looking for something absolutely specific, I don't worry about that. But what I do want is I want something with kind of a double door look, right? So I'm going to use this door here, and I tend to like a little more earth-based colors. So I chose that door. Now, if you'll notice, the um, the double door like that actually centers itself. I have 4 square foot on each side of it. Now, if anybody's noticed the arrows on that door, the arrows are pointing out, which means the door is going to open in. If I switch those and the arrows are pointing in, that means the door is going to open to the outside. So on outside doors, I like for them to open into the house. I'm going to click that to place that. And for some reason, it always wants to grab another door. Why, I don't know. But I just hit escape and that goes away. Google says that 1 square foot is really equals 0.55 sim foot, which means 12 square foot. Wait, which means 12 foot 2 inches is 7 sim feet. This will be the sim in the headlights look. Thank you for looking that up, Doris. But for the sake of my poor little mind, I'm going to continue calling it 1 square foot. But absolutely, if you guys want to, if you guys want to call it one square per foot reality equals 0.55. Yeah. Leave it to Sims to confuse the wicked here. So I've got my door placed. Now I can start working on my floor plan. Now you can cheat. You can cheat. Now is when I'm going to engage. Now is when I'm going to engage my BB move objects, because I'm fixing to be working on things and moving things around, and I'm going to be showing y'all a couple of other things here. That is not where that was supposed to go. Go. Move objects. Come on. Really? There would be a reason why I don't type unless I absolutely have to. Alright, so I have turned on BB move objects. That's really actually the only thing that I'm going to turn on right now in the way of cheats. So it says that's what I do. Confusion. Yeah. Yeah. So I could cheat at this point, and I could go back to my build objects down here in the bottom right or left side of your actual build dashboard. If you hover over the area, there's going to be a little option that says styled rooms. some of the higher end rooms the that have made the gallery you'll find in here. Also, if you have downloaded any special rooms from one of the modders, if you installed it correctly, you'll find it in here. People have always been like, well, where do I find the rooms I downloaded? They're going to be right here in styled rooms of your mod. I mean, of your build. So, I mean, let's say I wanted to cheat and I wanted to have a pre-existing room that's already built. Okay, right? And I could buy that room, and then you will notice that I can set that room wherever I want. However, the things you need to watch is one, if you're going to set a room, if you're going to set a pre-built room, you need to pull it to the middle of your build, and then you need to hit either, of course, your period key or your comma key to flip it clockwise or counterclockwise to see how it's going to look the best. Now, you'll notice in this particular room, it has a fire sitting just like it is right now. It has a fireplace to the right. It's got windows to the left and a door to facing me. Well, quite a bit of that's going to have to be changed. You can put a fireplace on an inside wall if you like. I generally don't like to. I generally like to put a fireplace on an outside wall. I'm going to hit escape and then I'm going to open the gallery. I just hit the wrong damn button. Sorry, I just hit the wrong button. Give me a moment here. Gotta go back in here. Gotta go back in build. Blah, blah, blah. Hate it when I do that. So let's say I wanted to choose a room from the gallery. So you can either click on open gallery or you can hit F4 on your keyboard, whichever you choose to do. I'm going to click on gallery and I'm going to go over here to gallery. I'm going to tell it to connect. We had some storms blow through yesterday, so my internet was up and down yesterday evening, so it doesn't surprise me I would have lost connection. We're going to wait for gallery to load. Now, we'll tell you this. 99.99% of all things uploaded to the gallery, the builders, myself included, the builders request that if you upload the changes, the modifications, the redesigns, whatever, if you upload that property or lot, as it were, or if I've done a build where I have used other Simmers rooms, okay? If I upload a property to share, in the description of the share, I will say a room designed by Little Sparkle 93. And that's, that's being respectful to the person that developed that room. Okay? So this is a bedroom, and I'm only going to use this as an example. When you pull up a room, it's going to show you right here the packs that you have to have for this room to function correctly. Okay? So if you're missing any of these packs, it'll be grayed out. You can still use the room, but it's going to be missing a lot of stuff. You'll notice right here, this room takes up 5 by 6 squares. And those are full squares. Those are not partial squares. Those are full squares. So if I'm going to use a room even to test, even to look at something of that nature, I always like to post, yes, yes, always give credit, for anything that you borrow. Um, I always like to post something in there, really nice work, thank you very much, really looks great, whatever. Most especially if I'm going to place this room on my lot, whether I'm going to keep it there or not. I still like to say thank you to the designer of that room, because some of these guys spend a whole lot of time on these rooms. So what I'm going to do in the bottom right hand side here, I'm going to click place room, and it's really pretty quick. I mean, it places it there so I can see it. I can see what it looks like. I can see where it's going to go. And I'm going to use my period key to rotate the room, because it's a really nice little bedroom. It doesn't match the decor that I'm going to be going for, but I wanted to show you guys anyway, how to place a room. If you wanted to use somebody's already existing room, and let's say I wanted to turn this so that the room went up against this back wall here, you'll notice that I may have to turn it so I can see it better. But you'll notice that you've got to line up the lines perfectly with the place where you're going to set the room. Okay. But anyway, we're not going to do that. Let's build a floor plan. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save. Because the last thing I want is for the game to crash while I'm trying to build a damn floor plan. And I'm going to go up here to my sun. My sun is on morning. I'm going to put my sun on full noon. Or, well, it says afternoon, but it's full noon, because if you look at the shadows around, there are no real shadows. So here we go. I like to, on a house this large, I like to build a little foyer, and understand all I'm doing is a floor plan. I tend to not like to do a full design on one room at a time, because I'm too liable to want to move a wall at the last minute. So I'm going to use my wall tool, and generally my entry foyer, I will put it 1 square off of the door, and I tend to like to bring it out 2 square and there's my foyer. Now, I'm not interested in any customizations of it just yet. I do, however, no, yep, that's fine. So I'm not interested in any customizations of it just yet. I do want to place some little lights so I can see what's going on. So to find my lights, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to go down to objects by function in the bottom left. And then once that comes up, my game's running a little slow today for some reason. I'm going to click on my drawdown and I'm going to go to lighting. I don't know how far the lag is on the stream, so if somebody wants to help me out on that, they can kind of tell me how we're doing here.
I'm here. You're doing okay.
Doing all right.
It's about maybe 10
Yep.
seconds away. It's not too bad.
Cool. Thank you. So I'm going to click on lighting, and then it's going to give me some options down here as to what kind of lights I want. Do I want hanging lights, wall sconces, wall lights, outside lights, pedestal lights, also known as floor lights, or tabletop lamps. I'm going to click on hanging lamps because what I'm going to do, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but I got a boatload of mod lights and lamps and what have you. I'm just simply going to use the super subtle saucer light. The super subtle saucer light. It's small. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. And I can just drop them around wherever I want. Wherever I think I need light. You only usually need 4 of these little guys, man, because let me tell you, those little suckers are bright. Hey. And so I got my lights in place. So now I'm going to start my floor plan. So what I like to do is I like to lay out the living room. And here's where you don't have to be particularly asymmetrical. I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab my free wall. And I'm thinking I'm going to do something a little wicked here. I'm going to start here and I'm going to face out the living room. But I want to do so with a little bit of style or pizzazz, I guess you could say. Now, one of the things I've never been able to do in Sims on an internal wall, and that is to be able to do a round wall. Now, we could undo all of that, and we could come in here with a rounded platform. You'll notice this one is like way extra large. We don't need anything that big. Rounded platform, I think that's going to be too small. So let's take a look at a medium platform. Now, what I can do is I can drop that medium platform up against this wall. See that? And what that did is it put an elevated platform for my rounded, elevated living room. But as far as just building a rounded wall, no, I've never been able to build a rounded wall. Now, the thing that has always pissed people off about building walls and what have you, and if you put a rounded platform up against the wall for some weird reason, it wants to KO the outside wall. So what you have to do, you have to go back in and put another damn wall. And then what really pisses you off is it kills your uh, elevated floor. So what you have to do to get what you want is you're going to put your rounded floor not quite connected to the outside wall. Now, if anybody has any comments or better ideas, by all means, absolutely let me know. So I'm going to try something here, and it still killed the freaking wall. I wonder. I'm trying to get Doris her elevated living room, but I want it off of. I want it off of the floor. Damn it! I see. So I'm supposed to be able to grab this for an actual platform. I'm supposed to be able to put the damn thing in there without it killing the wall. And that just irritates the shit out of me because I know full well you can do it. So if I pull it, no, I want a round one. And see, this is why building takes so long. So I'm going to put this right here. And you'll notice putting it on the inside, it does not destroy the inside wall. Isn't that just an absolute royal pain? Interesting. So we're going to put that little elevated bedroom there. I mean that elevated living room. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So let's try this. Let's do a basic floor plan. I want my living room. Cover that space. And I'm going to put the kitchen. I generally like to have my kitchen on the front of the house, coming off like that. And then generally I will make this wall right here a half wall. Right? That way, if that's a half wall, no, I don't like the half wall there. See why I call myself the spastic simmer? When I'm designing, I will go back and forth and talk to myself and cuss myself up one side and right back down the other. But there's my living room and my kitchen. I generally like to have a bathroom. I don't like little bitty tiny bathrooms. I never have, really. Um, I generally like to have my bathroom just about the size of one of the bedrooms. And I'm generally a fan of hallways. I tend to like hallways. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's because I grew up in. I spent a lot of time growing up in trailer parks. Let's see. I'm going to use the eyedropper. I'm going to copy. The eyedropper will allow me to copy an item so that I can set that item and it'll be the same item in other places. Now, I hope you do understand this floor plan will not be kept. What I'm doing is I'm doing this to give you an idea of how to set up floor plans, right? So if I want to come off here with a bedroom, that's a 4 by 1, 2, 3, 6. That's a pretty good sized bedroom. And one of the things I'm definitely going to want to do is I'm definitely going to want a backyard. So I'm going to tee out, and I'm going to get myself another elevated platform here. 3 on
Underneath.
that side. Say again?
Underneath?
Underneath what?
Oh, I understand what you're doing. Never mind.
And that's rounded. Right, so I got 3 squares on each side. I got 3 panels on each side, so that's nice and symmetrical. And I generally like to have a sliding door on the back deck, right? Just me, call me crazy, but I love sliding doors. Memory serve, base game does have a sliding door that does not have to be unlocked. There it is, I think. Yeah, the cha-cha sliding door. But yes, the cha-cha sliding door is base game. So I'm going to want to make sure that it is in line with my front door. And I want it opening to the inside. So there's my back door. So what that tells me is my rooms that I build need to be in line with the rest of the house. So what this means to me is, from the looks of my foyer, with the house itself, with the design of the floor plan so far, that foyer is not going to work. It looks like way out of place, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm going to go back to T. I'm going to go down on my downward angle, and I've got 1 bedroom here. I've got a bathroom over here that looks about as out of place as a turd in a punch bowl. And I'm going to get rid of that spam caller. So if I bring this bedroom here, I can actually cut that bedroom in half. I'm all open for ideas, folks. We'll cut that bedroom in half. And Doris wanted a sunken living room. So now that I've got a wall up, I'm going to attempt to platform. You son of a bitch. Why will it not allow me to platform an outside wall? I wanted my bed on a freaking platform. It still kills the effing wall. I have to apologize. This is a new one. I've not run into this one yet. Okay, so that left the platform. It left the platform that time. I wonder if I pissed it off. Not that I ever piss anything off, mind you. Okay, so then I should be able to draw a wall again. What do you mean I can't? I mean I can't, by God. So now if that worked out correctly, I should be able to remove this wall. Hey, hey, looky there. I got a platform living room, Doris. There's your platform living room. So that, now once I get that platform, if I want to make it a sunken living room, I click the down arrow twice. I have to highlight the room, okay? I have to click on the room, and then I can click the down. If I click the up arrow one time, it will make that platform the same height as the room. If I click up one time, it'll give me one elevation. Get down in here so you can see it better. You'll notice it gives one elevation. A sim can traverse a single elevation very easy. If you do a dual elevation, you have to have steps for a dual elevation. So we want that sunken living room. There's my sunken living room. Now back over here on my wall patterns, if the stream has caught up with me, down here in the bottom of where it says platform trim, if you click that, depending on what packs you have, okay, what packs you have or what custom content you have, you can choose a platform cover right there, and you'll notice that it put a border on your platform. Okay. All right. Doris wants plate glass windows around the living room, but we want to watch them fall into it. Well, you see, Doris, here's the thing. In order to put windows in, you have to have walls up. In order to put windows in, you have to have walls up. So I will be doing windows tomorrow, I would imagine. Now, I'm going to show you a little magic with your sledgehammer, okay? I'm going to hit my K, and my K brings up my sledgehammer. I can either click on one tile at a time, right? Or I can get over a particular tile, hold down my left mouse button, and highlight that entire however many tiles I want. So in other words, I want to get rid of this set. No, no, you don't. I want to get rid of this set here, and I want to get rid of this set right here. And then I hit escape. So there is my sunken living room. There's the bathroom. And I have something planned for this little space here. And here are the two bedrooms. Well, Don, what the hell are you going to do with all of this space here, you might say? Well, guess what? I have an upstairs, don't I? Yep, I have an upstairs, so the thing I need to do is I need to put a staircase or a stairwell in here so that I have stairs going upstairs. I'm going to do that by going over to the left-hand dashboard. I'm going to hover over stairs and ladders. Yes, Sims now has ladders, and ladders are in the base game. So if you want ladders, they're right there. If you want stairs, they're right there. The base game does actually only come with one ladder. There's another ladder that comes with Eco Living, right? The reclaimed ladder. But the base game comes with a classic wooden ladder of multiple different colors. So I don't really want a... They don't have spiral yet, but I will show you what they do have that's close. I'm going to choose just a base game set of stairs. And like I say, I tend to like earth set colors. So I've got to hit my period so that I can rotate that staircase how I want it positioned. So I can either position it off of that wall, or if I was going to do a grand staircase, a grand stairwell, I can bring it out, rotate it this way, and put it two squares off of the back door, so that the back door essentially has a foyer. I click, and I can stretch that out to two squares. And then if I go up, my staircase has at least two squares, a two-square landing for my Sims to land on. Sims will land on a single square. All right, keep that in mind. Sims can walk down a single square hallway without any problem. But they have to have at least the most part of a single square to be able to walk in and to be able to occupy. All right, so Doris was talking about a spiral staircase. All right, so I'm going to shrink my staircase down to a single square, and you'll see these turn arrows here. Now this is brand new, right? I think it came out late last year, where you can actually grab and turn a staircase to make it somewhat of a spiral staircase that you can elevate that center landing. And in some cases, yep, you can double it back the other way. So it essentially brings down a double staircase. Yes, yes. Behind the staircase would be a good place for a plant. Um, in this particular build, behind the staircase, you're not far off because behind the staircase is going to be the foyer for the back door, where there's going to be things like a coat rack and stuff like that, an umbrella stand for the back door and for the front door. But you were asking about spiral staircases. They don't have them yet. Okay. I can tell you that all of the forums and everything I've been looking at over the last year or so, spiral staircases are an absolute must for simmers because, well, they just look good, you know? And there are places where you really like where you would really want a spiral staircase. And Doris said, sorry, I like to decorate. I don't. I don't, but that's okay. All right, so I want to E. I'm going to hit E. I'm going to copy that light. I'm going to move that light into there. And then I definitely want a light over my staircase. I like that shadow. However, I don't like the offset of that bathroom. I'm going to bring that out. I'm going to bring that bathroom in a little bit. And then we'll do something with this tomorrow. Um, so what we covered today? What did we cover today? Well, we covered putting in and centering a door. Right? Understanding how to center a door, how to put a door opening in or opening out. And that's going to come in absolute handy when you start designing the inside floor plan of your house. We learned how to set a sunken living room, and I don't know why I forgot, but I knew that when you set a sunken living room anywhere, you sink a room, say for example, I wanted an elevated kitchen. Well, when I set that stupid um, platform tool, it gets rid of the outside wall. It doesn't get rid of the inside wall, which irritates the shit out of me, but it does get rid of the outside wall. Um, yeah, Doris is like, yeah. See, when y'all are working in Skyrim, I haven't really checked out Skyrim yet. I've heard some pretty good things about it. But yeah, Cole, her husband, he will build the house and then hand the controller off to Doris to decorate. So you guys will get plenty of time to help me decorate this little training house we have here. Once we get to that part, building, you have to be able to build it before you can decorate it. You have to have a concept of what you want where. And the nice thing about it is you will change your mind multiple, multiple times. You will absolutely change your mind multiple times. Right. So, anybody have any questions before we call it a day? Now, here's something that I do want to let you guys know. Cindy, do you want to say something?
No, I've been watching. I've had a lot of people in the house. Haven't been able to comment on much. It
Oh
looks
no,
good.
you're fine. You're fine. Um, Oh, the hell was I gonna? What was I gonna say? Oh, if anybody has any questions, let me know. Um, if anybody wants to see anything special, Dory says, I'd love to rearrange also. Yeah, so do I, but we're not really able to rearrange much here. Um, if anybody has anything special that they want to see happen for tomorrow with the build, take notes, write it down somewhere, get yourself a notepad,
I want the
open it.
hammock bed.
I bet you do. Well, I will be taking a look at the hanging bed probably while the video is converting, getting it ready to edit, going up to YouTube. Um, but we may once we start setting these bedrooms up, we may take a look at that hanging bed. So this is the way you learn, folks. Is you come up with ideas. Will this work? Will that work? Well, I don't know. Let's try it. Never be afraid to try different things. Never be afraid um, to try something and see if it'll work. Because um, quite honestly, if it doesn't work, undo the damn thing. You know, um, undo. If anybody's ever worked in Word documents or spreadsheets or anything like that, undo or redo is absolutely your best friend. Well, folks, that's going to draw us to a close for today. Tie-dye wallpaper, Doris says. We might take a look into that as well. Well, listen, guys, thank you very much for watching. We definitely appreciate you. Have a good day out there. Join our Discord. Check out our YouTube. I will be building an Instagram. I've got Twitter just about done. We do a lot of posting in Discord, do a lot of posting on our The Spastic Simmer Facebook page. And we'll see you next time here on The Spastic Simmer.